Utah, give me 2.
We're late, but we apologize. It happens. Sometimes production does not on your side. Doesn't matter, though, because it's me, Michael Govier, my pal, Britton Allan. Palazzo in the house. Palazzo. Glad to be here. It's the Faab-Ulous Waiver Wire Live Chat Sunday edition. Moving into a new week of fantasy baseball. Week before Memorial Day is coming up. You know, Memorial Day is associated with barbecues, lost service people. Memorial Day is not my favorite holiday, but I sure like barbecue. I'll say that.
I'm a huge barbecue fan. Are you familiar with the Big Green Egg?
I am, yes. I've never had anything from it, but I've seen it.
Right. So it's just basically a smoker thing. And like you can go to Lowe's or, any Home Depot and they sell
I'm a Home Depot guy, dude.
You're a Home Depot guy. I love the Home Depot. And yeah, it cooks food. You throw a bunch of stuff on there and you put the egg down and you do this stuff. And it actually, I think it tastes so much better than like a gas grill, but
noticeably different.
No shame on the gas grill. No shame. I get it. You press a button, boom, you're rocking and rolling. But I gotta have that charcoal, that fire from the charcoal.
Wow, dude. Oh, man.
Wow,
You're setting the tone early, often. Here on the Palazzo Podcast, 2 L's, 2 Z's. You can follow all of us here anytime you want. You want to bring some barbecue to the table? We'll certainly try it. Maybe you got some salad, some chicken salad. I don't know. Potato salad is usually something you get at BBQ.
I bought us some barbecued chicken, some salad, and some lemon meringue pie.
I do not like lemon meringue pie.
I pretty much will eat any pie. body by pie.
Body by pie.
Yeah, I'll eat.
I love it. I'm locking you in on that one.
My favorite's pecan pie.
Oh, of course. Southerner would say pecan pie.
Oh, it's
all
so
right.
good.
TM's in his house. What's up, TM? You are opening kickstarting things here. The live chat's open at your service. This show is really heavy on the live chat because you get a lot of information answered as you move into who to start, who to add, who to drop, who to trade for, etc. across the fantasy baseball realm. So TM says, would you rather have Joe Adell, Luis Matos, or Lars Nootbaar? We're talking head-to-head points, 10-team redraft. Excellent. You gave us all of the parameters. That really helps us make a solid decision. So knocking you in, TM. Nice work. What do you think here, Britton? Joe Adell it looks like the breakout is finally happening after all these years. And Luis Matos has come up hot. In fact, I put him on the cover on today's show for the graphic because he's probably going to be one of the biggest or most popular names added here this weekend.
Oh, without a doubt. Luis Matos for the San Francisco Giants. He's going to get full-time center field for the rest of the year because Young-Ho Lee is out. He's gone. He's having surgery. He will be back next year. So clear playing time for Luis Matos the rest of the way. He's talented. He's one of their top prospects. And as Michael Govier said, he put him on the cover for a reason of today's show because he has been super hot, like 400 degrees. Take the brownies out too late. Burn your skin hot. Ouch, brownie pan. Luis Matos, you hot brownie pan. I love you. But Joe Adell is also good too. Lars Nootbaar, now forget it, plays for the Cardinals. They suck ass. So,
bias.
I'm just kidding. I kid. No, all seriousness, I would say Luis Matos. He's super hot. Go get him. Ride that wave. Look, everybody's going to be on him though. So if you're in a Fab league, you're going to have to spend up a little bit. Joe Adell, he's playing well. I would pick him up second. Lars Nootbaar third. What say you, Mr. Govier?
6 RBIs yesterday for Luis Matos against, of course, the terrible Colorado pitching, but it wasn't at Coors, so we need to make note of that. Always important when you think of Coors, you think of terrible pitching and a lot of offense, but the Colorado pitching can also be bad on the road. So this is a hot streak. Matos maybe was savoring the opportunity to get another shot, and that's what it looks like right now. He's got to cool down. He can't keep this pace. That's obvious. If you know anything about baseball, it doesn't last forever, okay? You know that. I know that. We all know that. But Joe Adell, he's been in the MLB up and down over 4 seasons, and now he's starting to put it together. So I think I might go with Adell over Matos just because he's the more seasoned product, a little bit ahead of Matos. And if I'm looking for the most stability, I'd probably say Nootbaar would be the most stable. But I understand right now it looks hotter to take Matos over Nootbaar. But I think I might go Adele, Nootbaar, Matos. I'm just thinking season long. I'm trying to not be caught in the moment right now by the classic recency bias. So that's how I see it. Okay? There you go. Hey, look who's here. Pistol Pete, our prescription master, our pharmacist. He's our resident pharmacist. He takes care of all of our prescription needs. Great to have you here. Thank you, Mike and Britton. It's our pleasure, man. We love being here for you. Yes, Joe Chris in the house. Sup, dudes? What's up, Joe Chris?
What's up, Joe Chris?
You a newcomer? Yeah. Who are you? What's your story? Do you think this guy's, what do you think this guy's story is? He's probably a Navy SEAL, retired, just trying to pass the time now by playing fantasy baseball.
Well, he has good taste because he's a listener. So we know he's smart. We know he's good. We know he has a sense of humor. He says "sup, dudes," so he's got to be young. He's got to be younger. I would imagine. So I would say he's a friend of Mike V. That's my guess.
Okay. I love it. Yeah, you took that all the way. Nice work. Glad to have you here, Joe. Make sure you subscribe and like. Follow Britton on Twitter X. 2 T's, 2 L's. Britton Allan. I'm at MJ Govier. Everybody in the Palazzo Podcast Galaxy of Stars. Of course, Mike Virginia, who's in Chicago right now. He will return. He's finishing up a big weekend trip there. So Mike will be back this week. He's jonesing to get back in on the fantasy baseball action, doing some shows, getting back in the regular rotation, and he will be. So in the meantime, hit him up at _Mike VA, if you please. Fantasy Sports wants to know, Baltimore generally generates a lot of saves, but is Kimbrel worth holding on? Or should I grab the hot Trevor McGill, James MacArthur, or Paul Sewald? We're talking head-to-head points redraft. In head-to-head points, how important are closers? I just don't think they're that important. I know you get big points for saves, but like those don't happen every day. So you kind of wait for those to come in, especially if it's head-to-head in a given week. You might not get much, and then you're like, well, okay, well, I'm not getting the points I need. But at the same time, too, Britton, you can get a bunch of saves and rack up a bunch of points. So I don't know. It's very unstable. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, those players have a lot of question marks. I think there's some fantasy sports, you let us know. I think there's some head-to-head points leagues where you have to start relief pitcher RP slots as opposed to SP slots. So if you have to start, like, let's say 2 relief pitchers, then you probably want closers because at least you have a chance to, get some saves if a closer gets hot. But for those that he picked, I think Kimbrel's worth hanging on to. I think Yanir Cano for the Baltimore Orioles is probably going to get the most saves from here on out. Kimbrel has been used lately in low leverage situations, but I think that's just to help him kind of snap out of his funk. So I think he's worth hanging on to. But I do like McGill. McGill has gotten what Mike Govier, I think like the last 5 or 6 saves. I mean, he may be the best one on here. MacArthur, he got the save yesterday, but man, he's been shaky. He's blown like 2-3 saves before that. I would say Sewald is the most reliable out of those 3. What do you think?
Well, McGill is really just kind of.
I mean, Sewald is 100% the closer. Those other guys, kind of, sort of. McGill's got Duran, lurking around. So I would take Sewald out of those. I think he's long-winded. Story short. Sorry, guys.
Wait. Duran's in Minnesota. So McGill's in Milwaukee, right?
Milwaukee. I apologize. I apologize. That's my bad.
Everyone, calm down.
We're a bunch of McGills. I don't know how many McGills we got going here.
I think there's 3 McGills actually: Minnesota, Milwaukee, and New York. I think there are. They're everywhere. You're right.
Yeah, there are lots of McGills, but I think Paul Sewald is the one that's going to have the most saves.
Paul Sewald, again, we covered this on the Friday show, you and I remember, that Sewald was brought in at the trade deadline last year from Seattle, giving up a lot by Arizona to get him. So that's the most stable, guaranteed job. And Arizona's a good team. In fact, they've been playing well against Baltimore. They've been playing well overall. Arizona could be a little bit better, but as a team with opportunities for saves, it's one of the best opportunities in baseball. So Sewald's number 1. Kimbrel should be held on to. I agree. And McGill's hot. I've had MacArthur all year, and I've just stuck with him. I think he never loses that job, even if sometimes things don't go ideally. It's ups and downs, but he still held his own. And MacArthur's been a guy that's worth rostering as a closer for most of the season, really, because he's got 11 saves. That's I know his DRA's over 4 and his WHIP's over 1.4, so that sucks. And I understand that would be like, oh man, I don't know if I can roster this guy. But when he does pitch, he does get the Ks. You know, he misses bats. He's just got to work on the command and improve that a little bit. So I'm still strong on MacArthur. I like him a lot. So I guess I'd put Kimbrel third here. Actually, I really would. That's how I'm going to say that. And I'm going to lock that in. Here we go. There it is, locked in. Official here on the Plato Podcast. 2 L's, 2 Z's. Joe Chris wanted to clarify that, no, I've been on. I was the guy who traded Matt Olson and Moto for Hoskins and Tatis. Britton, you evaluated my 3 trades I made on a previous show. Well, that's my fault then. I should be fired. I think I should be suspended without pay. TM wants to know, how would you rank these infielders? Geloff, Torres, Davis Schneider, head-to-head points redraft.
Davis Schneider, number 1. Give me the mustache. He's been hot. I love Davis Schneider. And then I would go Torres and then Geloff. Geloff's been hurt. He plays for the A's. Gleyber Torres hadn't been great either, but he plays for the Yankees, and the Yankees have the best record of baseball. They're super hot, and Torres is going to play every day. So I would go Schneider just because I love Davis Schneider for the Blue Jays. He hits the ball hard. Michael Govier, I know you two are a Davis Schneider lover. Look at his batted ball metrics. Like, he barrels the ball, and he's not a big guy or anything. And he kind of gets underestimated, but if you look at his underlying metrics, he barrels the ball, he hits it hard, and he has a track record. Like, in one season, I can't remember if it was AA or AAA, but he hit like 27 home runs. Now, that doesn't necessarily translate into major league, but he's solid. I mean, he's got solid numbers, and Torres can come around. We'll see. Zach Geloff, he was good last year, but I don't know. He's been injured, and I really don't like that many players for the Oakland A's, other than Esteury Ruiz.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Well, don't start Esteury Ruiz.
Yeah,
that's putting it mildly.
Geloff's back, so he's been back all week, and he's getting back in the feel of things. He's got some work to do with his batting average and contact, but it'll get there. He's just getting back in the swing. At least Geloff's back on the field, so that's good news. In the end, I love Davis Schneider. I always did. I was big on him preseason. Last year, I had the Spencer Steer was my guy, and this year was Davis Schneider. And these are usually OBP focused guys who can get on base a little more consistently. I like that. That's kind of profile I'm looking in, deeper, long shot players who are hitters, like after pick 400, roughly, in the preseason. And for me, I'm excited.
He's been batting leadoff, too, recently, Davis Schneider.
He's hitting leadoff again today at 137.
He plays every day. Michael Govier, I know you. He's one of your guys that you did preseason, but man, he might be the best hitter on the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm not even kidding about that. That's not a joke.
Wow, dude. Okay. Now I like what I'm hearing. I like getting radical, taking a shot right there. So I'm still down with Gleyber Torres. He's not showing you the power, but he's hitting more consistently. He's making more contact. So just like anybody else, me and Britton kind of disagreed on this on Friday, saying that maybe this would be a year like a couple years ago when Gleyber only had 9 dongs and he played a full season basically. I don't see it happening, but he has shown it could happen in the past, so I can't ignore that entirely. Mr. Nightmare, what's up, Mr. Nightmare? Who do you like as a streamer in a 12-team head-to-head today? Ooh, okay, so this is live right now. Soriano at Texas, Manoah versus Tampa Bay, Knack, not 100% confirmed yet for Cincinnati, JP Sears against KC, or Matt Manning of my Bozo Tigers against Arizona.
Go Tigers.
No, he needs ratios, quality starts, more than a win.
That's tough.
I think JP Sears might be my choice, actually.
For me, it's between Matt Manning, the Detroit Tigers at Arizona. I like Matt Manning. He's vying for a spot. Like, Matt Manning needs to have a good quality start to help solidify himself in the rotation.
He does.
Alek Manoah is a guy that Michael Govier, I looked into this for our podcast today. All right, so Alek, let me just go on a little Alek Manoah rant for a minute. Now he was third in AL Cy Young a couple years ago, not too long ago. He bottomed out last year, crashed, hit every branch in the terrible tree. That was a stretch. Well, that's all right. We'll just keep going. Anyway, so he did about as bad as he could do. He looked lost, like mental, physical, everything that could go wrong. All right, so he's back this year. Now, his first start was a disaster with the Washington Nationals. His last start against the Twins, 7 innings pitched, 6 Ks, 3 runs, but they were unearned runs. And he's starting today against the Rays. Alek Manoah has like ace upside, but he also has, Randy Dobnak downside. So you don't know what you don't know what you're going to get. But so he's somebody like when we talk about pickups or ads, like I'm bidding everywhere on Alek Manoah. Every league I've got, I'm going to bid. I've already put bids on him today. I'm not going to break the bank, but he's the kind of guy where he has ace quality stuff, ace level performance. So I think you have to bid on him. What do you think, Michael Govier? Are you totally out?
Oh, I'm in. I already picked him up in a couple spots before that start just to get him on my squad to see what would happen, because you got to take a flyer on a guy like Manoah. You do. You take a chance, and I did that. I added him in our main event team. I didn't start him last week, but he's still on our roster on the bench, which gives me a little hope if he can pitch well today, right? I really want to see that happen. So
he's starting today against the Rays. He's at home. The Rays are starting Aaron Savali. Not that matters to Alek Manoah, but yeah, if Alek Manoah has another good 7-inning pitched 6K start with 2-3 earned runs, who cares? I mean that's really exciting that you got him on your main event team, because that means you might have like a regular starter that you got off the waiver wire. So that's all you can ask for realistically,
And if he can be decent again, like he showed in his last start, and maybe above average, we only got him for $22, and that was the week everybody was adding John Means for $150. So if I get something close to that, you need those breaks sometimes, and those cheaper players sometimes can work out a lot more than you realize. But as far as today, I feel safer going with JP Sears among all these names, Mr. Nightmare. I understand what Britton said about Manning. Manning is pitched not well, putting it mildly.
That's putting it mildly.
But, I'm going with Sears. I'm sticking with it. I'm locking myself in. Final answer.
I'll roll the dice with Alek Manoah. He had a good start last start.
Okay.
And the Rays offensively aren't anything I care about. So, yeah, I'll go ahead and roll the dice with Manoah.
How dare you disrespect the St. Petersburg area and their offense? How dare you? Prescription pistol. Mr. Jorge Soler. I would like to add, Jorge Soler's back. Young Ho Lee's out for the year, but Soler's back. I would add, but I have to drop Brendan Donovan. How important do you gentlemen think it is to have multi-positional when making add and drop decisions? Thank you. This is a great question. This is also a guy, Brendan Donovan, that I've targeted on a lot of squads because I love that he has so many positions I can slide him in. Plus, he's got that ability to get on base. Like I said, I love it. Well, guys who can walk when they're going through a slump and minimize some of the damage that a slump can do to your offense, Britton. So for me, I know how you feel about Soler. Britton's made it very clear how he feels about the Giants park and Soler's offense and most of the hitters on the Giants outside of Luis Matos. But I don't know if I want to drop Donovan because I like what he brings to the table. I think I would hold Donovan and maybe try to drop somebody else.
Yeah, multi-positional is extremely important in a best ball league. I would say it's like a very serious consideration when what players you draft based on eligibility in a best ball league. I would say it's important in draft and hold leagues because you draft 50 rounds, that's it, no pickups. So having that flexibility is important. It's not extremely important like best ball, but it's important. I would say regular head-to-head cats, I don't think it's all that important. Because you're picking up new players every week. It doesn't matter. So, I would go with, in that case, I would go with Soler because head-to-head points, I want the most home runs. Everything else works out. Soler's going to hit more home runs than Donovan. Donovan he's not a power hitter. He's never going to be. and the Cardinals are kind of down. So I would take I don't like either one of those players in head-to-head points, but if I had to pick one, I'd take Soler.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, bat speed's still really, really good for Soler. So if that's still there and he's healthy and he can get everything kind of organized in terms of his swing back on track, could be some power there. I still think there's power in that bat this season for Jorge Soler, but I still like Brendan Donovan's ability to be available in so many places. So I'm torn. It's really about looking at your roster and saying, who's the biggest weak link here? Remember that. Joe says, I flipped Brent Rooker, who I picked up for 2 days, for Carlos Estevez. Also picked up Jalen Beeks, went from 2 closers to 4. I had MacArthur and Sewald. Great job, Joe Chris. Round of applause for you, buddy. You're the man. Yep. That's a 12-team Roto RCL. I got a question here. We got some commentary. Schneider for real, says Joe Chris. And Uncle Ted says, Wencio Perez at second. Yeah, he's adding more positions. Center field, second, shortstop. It's a lot of fun. Joe's also giving us more. I traded Langford for Wenzel in one league. Ooh, that's an interesting trade.
Love it.
Months Behind wants to know, what's up, Months Behind? Glad to have you. Subscribe, like, blah, blah, blah. Manoah or Christian Scott, Britton?
Christian Scott, 100%. I think Christian Scott's upside is amazing. And he just does. I know he's a rookie, but he just doesn't have the downside that Manoah does. Manoah can crash and burn this next start, go to AAA, and you'll never see him again. That's not going to happen with Christian Scott. Like, that possibility does not exist. Christian Scott's the real deal. He's going to provide a lot of quality starts moving forward. Alek Manoah can, but he can also, put out a clunker, and that's the last you ever heard of him. Like, that's kind of where he's at. What do you think, Michael Govier?
Palazzo. I think you nailed it pretty clearly. Scott, right now, had a bogus start. Wasn't a great start. So suddenly, if anybody's freaking out, like, maybe this guy's not all everybody really said he was in the biz. Great time to go get Christian Scott right now if somebody's panicking at all. Now. Manoah is not Scott. If Manoah can get back to what he was, then there's some conversations, but we have to see it. We have nothing else to base it on other than consistency for Mr. Manoah right now. And as Joe Chris says, eloquently here, Manoah sucks. It went from a man of war to a jellyfish. Wow.
Now that's an analogy right there. Congratulations.
All right. You guys got questions? We'll answer them here in the live chat. Palazzo Podcast. 2 L's.
Utah.
2 Z's.
Give me 2.
Me and Britton live here doing our thing. We're talking about players, roster construction. We've got some 2-star pitchers maybe to offer up this week as well. And as my voice fades out, excuse me. Hey, y'all, this is Cam. How do you feel about adding Luis Matos in a 12-team daily head-to-head categories OBP slugging league? I feel great about it.
I think you add them everywhere. Even if it's a 5 outfielder league, no matter what league it is, Roto, points, whatever, 100% add Luis Matos, because he is he's a young player, but he's got prospect pedigree. Like, this isn't, some rando that no one's ever heard of that's come out of nowhere. Like, Luis Matos has, he's been scouted for being great for many years, and this could be it. This could be the coming out of Luis Matos. So absolutely go grab him if you can.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's an easy call. This guy's got the goods, and really universal, all kinds of leagues. Maybe batting average won't be dominant, so if you play in a batting average league, you might say, uh-oh. But OPS slugging, Luis Matos, he plays. The only question is, how much will he grow and show out this year? And that's the big mystery, Britton, because eventually this hot streak will cool off. How does he respond? That's what we need to know.
You're kind of looking for like a James Outman last year. Remember, James Outman started out super hot, had a month or 2 of just garbage, and then rebounded. Like, that's kind of like what your dream scenario. By the way, have you seen that movie with Nicolas Cage, Dream Scenario?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I do want to watch it, yeah.
I saw it the other day. It is fantastic. It's weird as heck. It's fascinating. I won't spoil it for you, but I love the ending. No spoilers, but it's a movie called Dream Scenario. It's on HBO, the HBO rotation. I watched it yesterday, starring Nick Cage. Crazy as shit. Love that dude. So check it out. And then I just completely got off track. Now I have no idea what I'm talking about.
Where are we? What happened? Who are we?
Because you are absolutely 100% right in everything that you're saying.
Yeah, clearly. Uncle Ted wants to talk about Jake Myers and Alec Burleson being top ads. Yeah, Alec Burleson, this is a classic thing with the Cardinals. They get a guy who comes up in the rotation who gets hot. You know, we've seen Luken Baker momentarily. There's been Juan Yepez. Remember him? He was hot for a minute a couple years ago. Yeah, there's always a bat in that Cardinal system that comes alive. And now it's Alec Burleson's turn. And he's got real legitimate ability to produce offensive stats for you guys. So I think Alec Burleson is the guy I'd rather have over Jake Myers, although Houston's really turning it on now. They got off to a really bad start, but they've turned the corner. They're heating up. But Burleson's just tearing it up right now. So I think I'm going Burleson over Jake Myers here. What say you, Mr. Allen?
I love Alec Burleson, power bat. I saw him play at Memphis Redbirds. Yeah, he can break out, power guy. But what about throwing Kevin Pillar in that mix? I know. I hear it. Just hear me out. For the Angels, Kevin Pillar, 5-game hitting streak, 11 for 20 with a home run, 8 RBI, 4 stolen bases. For the season, he has 4 home runs, 6 stolen bases with a 3.22 average. Kevin Pillar has had sniffed 2020 seasons in the past. Of course, I like Alec Burleson better because he's younger, and Kevin Pillar's old. Everybody's tired of him, but he's kind of producing right now. Michael Govier, is that crazy to go pick up Kevin Pillar for the Angels?
No, not at all. I know he's producing right now, so enjoy the ride. I'm not expecting anything. It's one of those situations where he'll probably kick butt for a while, but eventually he'll cool off, and then he'll never come back. But you might as well ride it as long as you can with Kevin Pillar.
Yeah, it's especially head-to-head cats. You gotta, because you're churning and burning every week. Like you don't care, or it's not like these aren't long-term. This, the analogy is always, I'm not getting married to Kevin Pillar. I'm going to get drunk and we're going to hang out for a week. And then
a couple of dudes hanging out.
And then, when I'm done and I don't want to talk to you anymore, bam, see you later. So yeah, we're dating. We're not married. Pillar wasn't drafted in any league ever, other than maybe 50-round draft and roll. So
hell no. Yeah.
So just call him when and say, look, you want to hang out for a week, and then see what happens. But
Pillar's got at Houston and home against Cleveland this week. So if you're looking at schedules, saying, who would I rather have? Houston's turning it around. They're playing better. That could be a little tougher. Cleveland's offense and their pitching are both pretty good. So, Tanner Bybee and company. Sound Money, our pal over there. This is Bob Dole. How you doing, Bob? Bob had finally made his debut on the Palazzo podcast, revealed his face and everything on our opening day eve Bozo Feshu, which we do every year. Ooh. And haven't seen much of him since, so I'm glad to see you here, Bob. People are always talking about bidding on Alek Manoah and Fab, but no one else is bidding on Zach Wheeler and Fab. That's where the smart money is coming. You're right. Zach Wheeler, widely available.
In all your leagues, go check to see if Zach Wheeler's out there on the waiver wire. If he is, he should be the number one ad of the week, no doubt.
Okay, I want to answer Pistol Pete's here. Somebody else says, what about the rule that no Cardinals outfielder can succeed in St. Louis? That's not true. Lars Nootbaar was pretty good outside of being hurt last year. He finished the season with a 367 OBP. That's not nothing. I gotta. Oh, look who's here. Our venerable host, Mike Virginia. Go get Zach Nato. That is Mike Virginia's big tip of the week, folks. There it is. Lock it in. Gotta get all those buttons in. Miss you, boys. Miss you too, buddy. We'll see you this week for sure. And also, you can bet your candy against homegrown Cardinals outfielders. Bet all you Pez nacho fries. Clearly, he's got a vendetta. There's clearly a vendetta here. Otto Lopez and Nick Gordon have been solid too. Okay, thank you, Uncle Ted. All right, let's go back to where was it? Pistol Pete right here. Man, my voice is. I have problems today, Britton. Look at that. Oh, geez. Thoughts on Brian Bello? I call him Brain, but I think it's Brian.
Yeah.
So Brain Bayo, I had him and Tristan Scott and Edwin Diaz this week. My ERA is wrecked. I agree with Britton. I'm holding on Scott. Yeah, it's okay. It happens.
Yeah, Scott's talented. I really believe in him. I know he didn't have a great start, but
all three are talented.
Yeah, all three are talented. I would hang on. I like Bello. Bello, of course, also had a bad start. but before that, he had a run of good starts. I would hang on to Bello. Edwin Diaz worries me a lot, and it's he's the Mets closer. He's blown the last 2 saves. I think the Mets are going to put him on the IL for a. You were injured all last year. It's a long season. I think they're going to give him a break. I mean, obviously, they can't put him in a lower leverage role. They just can't. So they have to put him on the IL to let him kind of get better and rest. So I think it's kind of important if you have a bench spot to go get Adam Ottavino. He is the eighth inning setup man consistently. He has like the past 3 holds. I think Edwin Diaz, if he blows another save or 2, I think they're going to say, arm fatigue. We'll see you in 15 days. So I would seriously consider taking a look at Adam Ottavino. If you have Edwin Diaz, maybe go throw. Wow. Yeah, if you got Diaz, go throw Adam Ottavino on your bench or something.
Wow. Okay, that's some strong words, man. I mean, Edwin Diaz, he's a god among men when it comes to closers, but I guess nobody's infallible, right? Except the Pope. The Pope is infallible. That's been proven.
Well, yeah, but see, the thing is, like the Pope wasn't injured all last year. That's the difference. Edwin Diaz was like he didn't play last year because he hurt so bad.
Only gonna hear that here, folks.
I know he's a professional athlete, but Edwin Diaz is actual human being, and he's not a spring chicken. So he may need a rest. So if Edwin Diaz is what you've got 2 closers and Edwin Diaz is one, I would go get Adam Ottavino and stick him on your bench just in case.
Yeah, Edwin's blown 3 saves. He's 5 for 8 so far this season. It's still early. His last full season, 2022, he blew 3 saves all year long. So we'll see. Maybe he never blows another one again. Maybe that's it. Maybe he just goes on an absolute tear.
You got to think ahead. You got to prepare. That's why you buy insurance. Like, you don't want to get into a car accident. You don't want lightning. Home insurance. You don't want your house to get struck by lightning. But shit happens, Michael Govier. Cicadas are coming out of the ground. I don't know what the hell's going on out there. So just make sure you're fully insured with your Edwin Diaz and go get Ottavino.
It's true. Mm-hmm. Joe Chris says Nolan Jones coming back tomorrow. Is the back injury going to hinder him all year? I've been holding on and haven't been able to flip him. As long as his he's young, but back injuries can be fickle and cruel, right, Britton? Nolan Jones has got everything he needs to be successful. He's got the talent.
Coors.
He's got cores. The summer's coming here now. It's all good. So I like Nolan Jones's offensive prospects rest of seasons. Barring injury. And barring injury means will the back act up? And I don't know how we can have much more information beyond what we have to verify that. But I'm willing to take the risk with Nolan Jones and go forward.
Yeah, he's worth the risk. He had a great year last year. When you swing a baseball bat, your back does this awful twisting, ugly motion. And when you do that 600 times, in the course of 3 months, stuff's going to go wrong. But I'm sure they have a lot of good medication in Colorado. And so he's a young guy, so he's just going to have to manage it. But like Michael Govier said, he's worth a shot because of what he did last year. So take a shot. I would.
True. Now, look, this next question here about Mason Miller. This is wild. TM says, should I drop Mason Miller? As great as he is, no save since April 30th, just 2 appearances. I could pick up Kimbrough, McGill, or Sewald. Oh, my God, get Sewald immediately. I mean, yeah. Miller's awesome, and it's not his fault that he hasn't got saves, Britton. If you look at the game log, I was just taking a look, going back to April 30th, there's been a lot of losses. After that big weekend the A's had at the beginning of May when they destroyed the Marlins 20-4, yep. And they've had some good moments, but they've had a lot of either bad losses or big wins. And lately they're on a losing streak right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's a bad run right now.
Yeah, they played well for a while, and they started getting close to that old 500 mark. Like they had a better record than the Houston Astros for a minute or two, but all that's washed away now. And
yeah.
Paul Sewald is the closer for the Arizona D-backs, and he will be, like, barring injury, he will be. So if I have to drop Mason Miller, meaning I can't drop anyone else on my team for whatever reason, I actually don't tell Mike V. Don't tell Mike V. I would actually do it for Paul Sewald.
I would too if I need saves because
Right.
it's just where are you going now? Where are you going next? And they're using Miller in 2-inning performances over the last 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks. And that's interesting. But they've also sucked. The Oakland A's have played like trash, and the save opportunities have not been there. So Sewald will get saves rest of the season. If it's strictly about saves, it's not a bad idea to go Sewald over Miller at all. It really isn't.
I agree. It's just like you said, Michael Govier. The A's aren't going to win a lot of games. They're not. Arizona, although they've kind of been scuffling, they're so much more talented than the Oakland A's. Like, look at their rosters; it's nuts.
Experience too. World Series last year.
Yeah, Paul Sewald is the closer, so I would go get not to beat a dead horse, but yes, drop if you had to drop Mason Miller to get Paul Sewald.
Oh, not to beat a dead horse. Okay, now we've got Colton Cowser or Ian Happ. Thank you, guys. Great show. Pistol, you know we love you, my friend. And in honor of our friend Britton Allan saying the classic phrase, not to beat a dead horse, this is the only button I have for this one.
And what? To flog a horse that, if not dead, is at this point in mortal danger of expiring.
There you go. That's a longer way to say it.
Yeah.
Cowser or Happ. Guys, I wrote a quick Patreon update. By the way, Patreon's available for $3. I gave a nice little video feed of 3-pack of buy low candidates. And guess who was on that 3-pack? They were all hitters, I believe, actually. Britton, guess who it was?
Mr. Happ.
Yeah, that's right, Ian Happ, who has not done much with the power at all. In fact, coming into a couple of days ago, he only had 1 home run. He hit his second home run finally. He's going to hit more home runs than that. Ian Happ. I want Ian Happ all day because the best is yet to come. And that Chicago Cub offensive profile is pretty solid. That lineup's good. There's opportunity to drive runs in, score runs. And Ian Happ is a career 114 WRC plus player, I believe, off the top of my head when I looked at it the other day. So there's better days ahead. Colton Cowser is exciting and young, but strictly in redraft, Ian Happ.
Yeah, Cowser's hit that wall that we all knew he would. Matos is going to hit it. Everybody hits that wall. Cowser came off. Colton Cowser for the O's came out scorching hot, and then reality sets in. Just like everything in life, no matter how high or how great you think you are, at some point, karma or whatever kicks in. Reality kicks in. So yep. Ian Happ's on the other side of that. Like, he started out low. Now the other side's going to kick in.
Exactly.
It's very. We're getting zen here, Michael Govier. Very.
The yin and the yang.
The yin and the yang. That's right. Like the universe corrects itself. Now, I personally don't like Ian Happ. I think he's a boner. But fair. But that's just his personality. But it's going to work out. So yes, not to beat a very, very wounded horse. But Ian Happ is
to flog a horse that, if not dead, is at this point in mortal danger of expiring.
Ian, a lot of cold there, a lot of blue on Ian Happ's profile here, but I support what Britton just said. Look at that walk rate, 14%. That's great. That's outstanding. So there's better days ahead. He's still getting. This is the kind of player I'm talking about. When they stink, when they have a good walk rate, they could still score you 22 runs at least and not be a total lost cause, right? The power's coming. Ian Happ all day. I want everybody to get on the Ian Happ bandwagon. Colton Cowser is almost a month away now, Britton, from hitting a home run. His last home run was April 22nd. Today is May 19th.
Life comes at you fast in Major League Baseball. That's
wow,
sure.
Dude.
That's tough. And I like Cowser's talent all day. But right now, this is where I'm going, and I'm not using recency bias either. Pistol wants to know about pillar booty call.
He's your Tinder #1 ad on the Tinder app. Go get Kevin Pillar.
Well, that's a great idea. I cannot believe we haven't done a MLB
booty call?
Tinder video. We're idiots. Swipe right on. Yeah, I got to write that down.
Hey, that's the name of the
happen.
next show. Who's Tinder booty call? What players are we going to do the booty call on?
And it's PR. I can't believe I said Pillar. Kevin PR? Is it Kevin Pillar or PR? I guess I don't know. I need my prescription. Pete. And the only prescription that'll give me a cure is more cowbell. Percocet, yeah.
No,
right.
cowbell. I meant cowbell.
Oh, cowbell, right. Yeah, of course. No, we would never do that here. Charles says, hey, Britton and Michael. Charles, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Charles.
How you doing, man? How's the recovery going? Did you have the surgery? Are you feeling better, man? I hope you are. We've been rooting for Charles. He's been struggling against cancer. That's like the most hardcore thing a man could try to struggle with, any human being. So we wish you well, Charles. Hope you're feeling better, for real.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Coach Viteo, the Texas baseball coach, wants to know if you are back on the Garrett Crochet hype train or toss for Kikuchi's two-step this week. Thanks, guys. So Kikuchi's got a two-step. Crochet sucks.
Did you just say Texas baseball coach?
Mm-hmm.
What? I think you misspoke. UT is the University of Tennessee, my friend.
Oh, shit. Uh-oh. I made a huge faux pas here. How could I?
Wow, dude.
Fighting words.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I have made a huge mistake right now. Good God in heaven. I should be flogged.
It's funny. This the University of Tennessee baseball coach is this really handsome guy that my wife, who is also a UT grad, you've met Sarah, has the biggest crush on in the world, and all her friends, her friends from college, sorority sisters, whatever. They all, like, anytime UT plays, they start texting each other about this guy. Luckily, I'm a very secure man, and I don't run up and press the off button as fast as I can on the television and say, that's enough of that.
I've made a huge mistake.
You are a secure man, peaceful, understands that you are a sexual icon and you have nothing to worry about. So Garrett Crochet, I thought I was off Garrett Crochet. Did he have a good start again? Because even when he has a good start, I'm not falling for it. I'm just trying to stay away.
He's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. He got the win last week.
Oh, shit. He's had two. Oh, shit. Shit.
He's had two great starts in a row. 12 innings pitched, 17 Ks, one earned run.
He's had four straight starts since he got ripped by the Twins on April 24th. 7 Ks, 5 innings, solid. 6 innings, a win, 6 Ks against St. Louis. Against Cleveland, 11 Ks, 6 innings, the win, no earned runs. 5 innings, 6 Ks, the win against the Washington Nats the other day. Oh, shit. Wow.
He's what Crochet's what you wish Kopech was. Kopech's not. Kopech's just a reliever now, but Garrett Crochet for the White Sox. I know it's the White Sox. Shit. White Sox suck. But yeah, Garrett Crochet is a uncut gem that if he's somehow lingering on the waiver wire because people remember like that tough stretch, well, that's in the past. You can't live in the past, Michael Govier. You look to the future.
Boy,
this
live
in the past.
Me. I'm gonna have to eat. Oh, you're right. I'm gonna have to eat shit on this one big time.
I've made a huge mistake.
I've made a terrible mistake. And Crochet has shoved it in my throat over these last 4 starts. There it is. The eyes of the beholder.
This is what you need to do with Garrett Crochet. You need to go, hello. Go look and see if Garrett Crochet is on your waiver wire because he's been really good. He can help you in all 5 pitching categories.
He's 72% rostered on Yahoo for those out there want to take a look. Joe says, Crochet all day, thread that needle. Yeah, people who were standing behind Crochet during his rough stretch are looking like the lords of the manor right now. Congratulations to you all. You've done it. Round of applause. Until he gets shut down, of course. Yeah, I mean, how many innings can Crochet give us? He's at 50 already. You know that there's going to be a certain point for a lost season in Chicago, which is usually most seasons on the south side of Chicago, right, Britton? So.
That's putting it mildly.
Unfortunately, that's correct. But like I said, I'm not talking about next year or 3 months from now. I need good starts now, right now, today, tomorrow. I'll worry about next month. You
sound like those JG Whitworth commercials. 877 catch down.
You want to get that cash money? It's your money, and whatever settlement you got, you need it right now, and we'll take 10% cut or whatever the usury laws say we can take our cut. So don't call that number. Do not call that number. Don't let those snakes get in the door.
They are not a sponsor of the show, and we do not support J.G. Woodward. They can eat shit and die. We're 3 innings away from Crochet's career high, just for the record. 54 innings, and that was in 2021. So,
yeah,
if he gets 100 innings, that's about it. That can't go farther than that.
Probably not, but go ahead and get him. I mean, what's the alternative? I'm not going to pick up a pitcher that has 50 good innings left. I'm going to go get somebody else. Like, what? Who cares? Just go get it now, because you can ride it out. Ride it out as long as you can, and then get off that horse and ride another one.
Go easy on months behind socks, okay? Hey, I'm in Metro Detroit right now, dude. So
Go Tigers.
This is how I roll here. And Britton likes my Tigers too. He thinks they're fun.
I do, and I will say this: months behind. Everywhere I've been in all walks of life, I have one baseball jersey. It is a White Sox baseball jersey.
Wow, no shit.
Genius.
I wear it every opening day, every single year. That's the only day I wear it, and it's from our good friend John Danks, the pitcher from. It's a John
World Series champion.
World Series champion John Danks from Texas.
Don't be that guy.
It's my one jersey that I wear once a year, White Sox. So shout out John Danks wherever you are. I know it's
shout out
random.
John Danks. That's the greatest shout out we've ever had on the show, I think. I mean that genuinely. We're almost out of here, but Charles did have his surgery, and it went well. Thanks for the advice. Hell yeah! Woohoo! Shout out to our main man. Well done, Charles. That makes me happy. Very, very happy. Everybody give him a round of applause. Way to go, dude. Keep up the dream. Enjoy life and cherish it more than ever, folks, because you never know when it gets taken away from you. Joe Chris says, him and Fetty trying hard. Yeah, Eric Fetty's the man. I like Fetty. Well. We talked about Fetty on Friday, and Britton said maybe not so much, but I said, sure, I like Fetty rest of the season. And when he gets traded to a contender for your stretch run in the playoffs, for you head-to-head players, you'll like having Eric Fetty on your squad.
Yeah, I think I said trade Fetty for Jake Berger, but that was a very specific.
That's fine, though.
I need power.
Yeah.
That was for a specific situation.
Okay, let's take a look at the possible 2-start pitchers for this week. I always like, for me personally, I go to the Fantasy Pros probable pitchers because they have a 7-day running window of it. I love it. So I can kind of look for myself. And sometimes you can't trust, like a pitcher gets moved around or readjusted, and you have to look at days off. So if there's a day off here, look at this right here. For example, Diamondbacks are off Thursday, so Brendan Pfaadt pitches on Tuesday. He's not going to have 2 starts, right? Because the off day will prevent that. But Slade Ciccone is available. Now, Slade Ciccone is a guy I really liked. I actually picked him up in the main event 3 weeks ago. Spent $44 on him, and nobody else bid on him, so that was a mistake. But I liked his stuff, and last year he showed a little bit of something, and his minor league numbers were giving me an opportunity to say, hey, maybe Slade Ciccone is a guy I can rely on. But he's at the Dodgers this week, and then he's got Miami at home. That's risky business, so I don't think we're going to do that one. I'll throw out some other ones. You tell me whether you like them or not here, Britton. We've got, and they have to be, I'm looking for guys that are 50% or less rostered because we're looking at streamers more than guys who are already rostered, right?
Yeah.
So
my favorite is Bryce Elder. The Braves
really?
The Braves have 7 games next week, and I like.
Bryce is pitching today though. See, because I screwed you because we're on Sunday.
Oh, my bad. I apologize.
You got to move over one day. So everybody notice this Sunday, Monday. So look to Monday, Tuesday here. Let's take a look. I'm going to give you Cooper Criswell. Nope, he can't start twice because he's got a day off. Garrett Crochet, of course, it's a must start. He's at Toronto and home against Baltimore. That's a great week, right?
There's Tanner Houck. I'm sorry, I just got sidetracked. There's Tanner Houck. I've called you. I've DM'd you. I've left you messages. I made you a poster and stuck it to your door. I went and sat on your car for 6 hours. No callback. What's up, man?
There's just no way. There's no way that Tanner Houck's 88% roster. I love him though. He's my guy. So I want to join you on that threesome. I'd be happy to join in on that. Javier Assad's got Atlanta and then at St. Louis this week. Interesting. Ben Lively of the Guardians. Ben Lively of the Guardians, not been bad. He's got the Mets at home, and then he's at the LA Angels this weekend.
I think that's great. great to start. And Lively's been pitching well, so I would hop on that in the New York Minute.
He has been really solid. Yeah, this is actually a good call. He's got a 3 ERA. He's got about a 1.3 WHIP, but he's striking out 9 per 9, and he's been hanging tough. And he is only 14% roster, so this is definitely Ben Lively is a guy that you can add as a streamer if you're looking for a two-step streamer who has decent matchups. In the live chat here, we have TM bringing up a trade. Would you trade, or would you add Jason Dominguez once activated over Adele, Matos, or Nootbaar? Jesus.
I don't think Dominguez is getting activated this year.
Oh, he is. He will this year. He's gearing up, man. He's gearing up. That's the big news. Yeah.
Okay. I thought he had a setback.
Did he have a setback? Did I miss that? Shit.
I could be wrong. TM. So, yeah.
Well, he's gonna be optioned after his rehab. He's not coming right to the Yankees. That's a fact. But he's working on his rehab still.
Okay.
He's got a 20-day window after he gets off the 60-day IL where they can bring him up. So he might not be a Yankee until, I don't know, middle of June, possibly.
But he's a talented player. He's worth keeping an eye on. But I would keep Adele and Matos over him just because their playing time is literally guaranteed, barring injury.
That's putting it mildly.
That's true. A couple of the streamers here looking. Reese Olson, he's pretty heavily rostered. Casey Mize got at KC at home against Toronto. I think Mize is. I have to look at his rostership here, but I think he is not that heavily rostered. He is, only 20% rostered on Yahoo. Casey Mize. There's another good one. So we got Ben Lively.
Yeah, I'll take a shot with Casey Mize. Former number one overall pick in the draft, Casey Mize.
That's right. See? Listen to Brittany, knows what he's talking about. Those guys are rostered. That guy's rostered. Yeah, nothing else stands out. I mean, Ryan Weathers, I know he's been good. He's been up. He's been down. He's been tossed around, smacked around. Joe Ross, if you want to go against at Miami, at Boston. The other McGill. Tyler McGill is back. That's right. So Tyler McGill of the Mets, he's got at Cleveland at home against San Francisco this week. You want to play the McGill
100%
trivia game?
Yeah, I would 100% go pick up Tyler McGill and start him for those two games. His rehab's been going great. He's been looking good. I really like him. I really like Tyler McGill for the Mets.
I like Tyler McGill too. I was hyping him up preseason, but he always gets hurt. He's got a real hard time staying healthy. This is Tyler McGill, not Trevor. Tyler McGill of the Mets, who has at Cleveland and San Francisco this week. I would like to see how that plays out, but if you want to get ahead of the game and add McGill now of the Mets, if you're looking for starting help, you need a streamer in head-to-head this week. It's not a terrible matchup at Cleveland home against San Francisco. And other than that, I think that pretty much does it for me. Martin Perez got San Francisco, Atlanta at home. If you want to try that out on for size. And yeah, that'll about do it. Oh, Mitchell Parker, who's still around. Mitchell Parker was hot when he first came up. Do we still like Mitchell Parker? Does everyone hate him now?
No, I kind of do like him. I've got him in a few leagues. He did have 2 really good starts and then a couple really not too good starts. But his last start was okay. He gave up 3 earned runs, 6 innings. Not a big deal. But yeah, in a points head-to-head 2-start week. Yeah, I would do Mitchell Parker for the Nationals.
Here's some good 2-start options. Joe Chris needs his DFS guy today.
All right, Joe Chris. I made this bet earlier, and I really, really like the Yankees today. They're playing Chris Flexen in the White Sox. They're minus 300, which means they're a huge favorite, and that's because they're, no offense, but that's because the Chicago White Sox are on the other side. Plus, it's getaway day. And I looked at the Yankees lineup. All the regulars are starting. And Juan Soto hit 2 home runs yesterday. Everything's clicking for the Yankees. They look good. Clay Holmes is one of the best closers in the league. And, all right, so that's minus 300. But what I did was I paired him with, so Spencer Arrighetti is the starting pitcher for the Houston Astros today, playing the Milwaukee Brewers. This is getting deep, but I'll just make it quick. All right, so they're it's under 5.5 strikeouts for Spencer Arrighetti. He hadn't hit that, so he has to have 6 strikeouts to hit the over. I don't think he's going to hit he's going to get 6 strikeouts today against the Brewers. So I bet the under, Spencer Arrighetti under 5.5 strikeouts. That means if he gets 5 strikeouts, you still win. And when you pair those two together, you get like plus 150 money. So that's my long-winded DFS. But pair the Yankees with another prop you like. I like Spencer Arrighetti under 5.5 strikeouts.
Booyah! There it is. Well done. Yeah.
Long-winded.
Take it in.
Sorry, Mike.
I like it though. It makes sense.
Michael Govier.
You don't apologize for that. You don't ever apologize for that. No, that was genius. That was rock solid information. And you guys are all going to make some money today. So enjoy it. Courtesy of my main man, Britton Allan.
Genius,
2 T's, 2 L's on Twitter. Joe's is Seth Brown. He likes Seth Brown for DFS today. He's got 3 dongs against Brady Singer in his career. So that's fun. There you go. Yeah. All right, let's knock these last questions out and we're leaving. I'm going to cut it off at Adam Lee, last call. Charles says, one more question. Adolis Garcia, late scratch today. Going to get an MRI on the forearm. 3 outfielders. Is it too long? If out too long, add Matos or O'Neill. Well, you mean dropping him? No, you don't drop Adolis Garcia, though. You can't.
No, you at least see what happens on the MRI. Maybe it's just inflammation and they shut him down for a couple weeks. But
there's got to be an IL spot, right?
Yeah.
If there isn't.
Yeah, I think, but maybe he's talking about adding this other players. Yeah, I would add Matos. And how's Tyler O'Neill doing? To be honest, I don't have him in any leagues. Has he been hot lately?
Neither do I. He's just kind of hanging around, smelling his own farts. So
I know he started out hard, and then he collided with another outfielder, and it was awful, man. They like banged their heads. It looked terrible. They both had.
Well, he's been back for a while. He only has 1 home run in his last 3 to 4 weeks. He had a home run on April 27th, and he hit 1 on May 13th. That's it. But he's still got almost 900 OPS. So,
yeah, go. Whoever's the last player on your bench, drop him and go get Luis Matos for the Giants.
Good call. Locking you in.
Go Tigers.
Oh, yeah, go Tigers. Absolutely. Adam Lee says, cut the bush this morning. What? Wow. Caused my team needed a cleaning. I have Casas on the IL, and I dropped CES. So swang big on Manzardo. Okay, Adam. Well, cutting Michael Bush, is it that bad? I mean, I have Michael Bush in my Tout Wars team. That's a 12-team head-to-head points. And has he really sucked at? Yeah, it's power has been missing in action, and he's down to a 250 batting average. This is actually the low point. I think he's going to get better from here. Yeah, let me tell you something, Britton. When you see a guy make a terrible outing, like Logan Allan of Cleveland, last week there was a Tuesday night where Kenta Maeda, Logan Allan, Justin Verlander all gave up 7 earned runs that night. It was a bloodbath. It was Judgment Day on the bump that night for a lot of starting pitchers.
Skynet went live that night.
Yes, it was hell on earth. It was awful. And I'm like, I'm so done with Logan Allan. I got to drop his ass. But then he comes back he had a 2-step. He comes back on Sunday, 6 shutout innings. And then he followed that up this week with another solid outing with 7 Ks. So when it looks at its worst, when it looks like it's the bottom, okay? And I've been in recovery. I've been addicted to opioids, and I've gotten through that. So I know what a bottom looks like. You got to face it and say, let's not part ways just yet. It's really tough to do because emotions play a big deal. They're a massive part of the decisions. The rage drop, right, Britton? It happens all the time. But I'm sticking with Bush. I understand you got your own team and you got to make moves and get radical, Mr. Lee. I respect that. But I'm not done with Michael Bush this season.
But if you have to drop him, one player I would take a look at, he's second base and third base eligible, so corner and middle. Joey Ortiz for the Brewers. Red hot, last 4 games, 8 hits, 2 home runs. He walks. He hits with power. He hits doubles, and he gets full-time third base plate appearances with the Milwaukee Brewers. Joey Ortiz, if you want a corner, if you want a clean house, my friend, I totally get it. And you're looking at your
he followed it up here, too, with your boy, Toro or Ortiz.
Ortiz. Joey Ortiz, do not fall for the Abraham Toro Oakland A thing. Go with the Brewer. Go with Joey Ortiz.
All right. Yeah, I respect what you're doing there too, Adam. Follow your own instinct and heart. We only give advice. You make your final decisions. Also, Charles says he's putting Adolis on the IL. So that's an easy call. Yeah, add Matos. Ride the Buy the ticket, take the ride, right? Is that what they say? So.
Yeah, you buy the ticket, take the ride, and then when that ride's over, go buy another ticket, and then hopefully Adelise will be back.
I need help at third. Bush is non-existent. Everyone hates Michael Bush now. Waiver wire. We got Tyler Freeman, Kevin Newman, Jake Berger. That's a no-brainer. Jake Berger immediately. Add him right now. Now. Caminero is a name to keep an eye on for third base eligibility. I'm telling you now, we talked about this on Friday in detail, me and this guy right here, Britton Allan, and we said that Caminero, I don't know when he's coming up. He's talented, but I don't know when there's going to be a spot. Even if he's playing more second base in the minors right now, there is still uncertainty about when Caminero can contribute and impact that Rays roster. So I go Jake Berger here, no-brainer.
Yeah, I love Jake Berger. So I'm buying low on Jake Berger everywhere. I don't.
Someone peeing? What's that noise? Oh, okay. It sounds like someone was pissing right next to me outside the door here. It's just the dog, apparently. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Who's that peeing over here?
I know. Huh? That's what it sounded like.
You know, when you reach a certain age, the answer is you. You're peeing. Oh. Okay.
And Adam's defending himself. Never go wrong with a bush cutting dudes. Never go wrong with a bush cuttings dudes. I went to Scout Vientos. Yeah, Mark Ventos, interesting player. His positional eligibility kind of sucks, though. I will say that. Okay, we're closing it out here. Last one for the day. Noelvi Marte, who's been suspended for the first 80 games of the season. Who would you like more, Matt McClain or Marte? Would you take either one activated over Gleyber Torres? I would take Matt McClain easily. I love Matt McClain, and I want him everywhere when he's healthy. There's the eyes. See?
I want Noelvi Marte. He's coming back around June 19th, June 20th, somewhere in that. And he's the type of guy.
He's 80 games already?
He's the type of guy that's going to have 5 home runs, 5 stolen bases. But here's also the key: his batting average is over 300. Like this guy is a true difference maker in 5 categories. Noelvi Marte for the Reds. So
is Matt McClain though. Matt McClain is a guy who hit 290 over a longer stretch last year. He showed power and speed. He could do it all.
That's true. When does he come back?
Well, maybe he comes back in July, probably August.
Yeah, so grab Marte and then see what happens, and if that doesn't work out, then you grab McClain. But just keep your eyes open. Go ahead and get Marte now before it's too late, because his word's going to get out. And then on the CBS podcast, somebody's going to say, Frank Stanfield's going to say, go stash Noelvi Marte, and then everybody in your league is going to go stash Noelvi Marte. Beat him to the punch.
That's hilarious, dude. Yeah. You can listen to CBS. They'll give you some good advice, but that's what everyone's going to do. If you want to win here and get some different advice where you can win, listen to us too. I mean, this is competitive out here. CBS owns the market. We got that much room. If we get our little slice of the pie, we're very happy. So make sure you follow Britton Allan and myself. We're here to serve your pleasure. The Palazzo Podcast is 2 L's and
Utah.
2 Z's.
Give me 2.
We love doing the show. Follow Britton on Twitter. 2 T's, 2 L's. Britton Allan. I'm MJ Govier. Mike Virginia _Mike VA. He'll be back this week. Coming back from the Windy City, settling in for the long haul this summer. The eye of the beholder. Never forget. The eye in the sky is always watching. Never forget that.
One of my daughter's toys ended up next to the
computer.
Love that
toy. This should be a regular part of the show now. That's great. Sundays are for heading to that mountaintop, fellas. Coping for my inevitably Knicks. Oh yeah, Game 7, Knicks Pacers, man. That'll be fun. I'm rooting for. I don't know who to root for there because both those teams are fun. Great show, guys. Thanks. Thank you, Adam. We appreciate your support. Round of applause for you. I like this podcast over CBS as you take fan questions. Fan interaction is big. Well, CBS is a monster, so it's really hard for them to answer a lot of questions, right?
It's a great show. Yeah, no, I just brought.
I know Frank personally. Frank's a great guy. I know Chris Towers. We've had him. Chris Towers was on the show. Britton brought him on last month.
Yeah,
right.
It was a good time. Those are great, nice guys.
Scott White's the only one I don't know. He's like I don't know, he keeps to himself. He's the only one I've never interacted with over 4+ years in the biz. But I think he just likes to do his own thing, live his life, and that's fine. Everybody, to each your own. Enjoy your lives. Enjoy Sunday. Have fun with it all. Hopefully everybody gets dongs and shutouts and saves and all the wonderful things and goodies they deserve. For Britton Allan and Michael Govier, we'll see ya.